My man Brian S. Red is always talking about the topics. The dude just turns on the camera and talks, and he always has. I've mentioned him before, right? I don't think he likes me much. I don't think he likes me at all, honestly. But he's whatever. For whatever reason, I still I don't care if he doesn't like me. I respect the guy. He's an OG on YouTube. He does have a lot of good information. I do like his take on things. I watch a lot of his videos, and I think his take's very interesting. And then again, he gives me ideas of things to talk about. So shouts to Brian for that. So yesterday, I was actually watching one of his videos he just came out with, and I thought was interesting. And we're going to share it today, and I figure it's a very interesting topic to talk about. So let's talk about it.
Today I want to talk about lowering your clients' expectations a little bit, because I think that a lot of people have this habit of overpromising and then ultimately underdelivering. No matter how good your performance is artistically, or how beautiful your light show is, or how great your sound system is, what happens is, I believe people conjure up all kinds of things in their head and get unrealistic expectations as to what the end product's going to be. Even if your end product is really nice, it's a great party, went off better than you thought it was going to go off, the client may be left unfulfilled because you put this idea in their head that something magical was going to happen that ultimately didn't happen. Yeah, they heard all their favorite songs, people danced, but that's about it. It was an average wedding in their mind, even though it was a great performance that you put on, and it was a successful night. This is dangerous. Don't do this. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. I think it's best to kind of underpromise. Don't promise things are going to be awesome and incredible and amazing and the best ever and that you're the best DJ in your market. You know what? We've got everything down here. We're going to do our absolute best here. And I think we're going to be all right. I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I think this is going to work well.
So, interesting. Definitely something to unpack here. I think it's a very interesting topic. Someone said, "I'm sorry, but Brian sounds sarcastic." He's being dead serious. Trust me. I watch all his stuff. He's being dead serious. He's not being sarcastic at all. It's just it's his Midwestern accent. But it raises an interesting topic. Like should DJs lower their clients' expectations? Like, is this a good price? Like, is this a good idea? Right? Essentially, he's saying that, if you come in and you're doing these sales meetings, you're like, listen, I'm the greatest DJ you'd ever see in your entire life. I'm going to literally blow your mind. The place is going to burn down, right? And then you get there, and even though you did a good job, you had a great setup, great lights, everything, you promised the world. They were expecting a miracle. Like they built something up in their head that's just like unachievable, essentially. So you're kind of setting yourself up to fail. And it's very interesting, right? Now this whole concept of like lowering expectations, to kind of, so the people aren't expecting much, and then like you kind of over deliver kind of thing. It works in a lot of different situations. He goes on in the video, he gives an example of Christmas. He's like, listen, it's Christmas, and like you tell your kids like it's going to be the craziest Christmas of all time. You're going to freak out, holy shit. And then like Christmas comes, and like even though you got them everything you wanted, there wasn't anything like over and beyond. They might have built up in their head that they wanted like a Mustang or something, and then you didn't get them the Mustang, and then now they're disappointed, right? Because you like overpromised. And then he brings up another thing with a movie, says I watched a movie, but because I wasn't expecting much out of the movie, I ended up liking it. So those were his two examples, and I can add to that. You know what I mean? Like basically like the whole under promise over deliver method works for like a dirty house, right? Like my mom, a lot of this my mom does. Like my mom would be like, oh, excuse my house, it's really dirty, when she literally just cleaned it, right? You got company coming over. Like my mom used to go nuts cleaning the whole house, every square inch, make sure everything's perfect. And then when they got there, she would always say up front, like, oh, but by the way, just excuse the house. All right, it's just a little dirty. And back in my head, I'm like, Mom, you just cleaned for 3 hours. Like, why are you? She's under promising, over delivered. Same thing with the cooking. Oh, I just whipped this up. I just whipped it up real quick. No, I just threw it together. When it's like her family recipe that's passed down to generations. Best mac and cheese casserole on earth. Oh, I just whipped it up. I just, off the top of my head. Downplaying it, right? Under promise, over deliver. And then you taste it, it's like, wow, this is great. You just put this together. I wasn't expecting this, right? Makes sense. I totally understand. Even when it comes to making boom boom, right? The classical, you say, I got I only got a 3-inch wiener, and then whoops, surprise, it's 4 inches. You get it, right? You get it. You under promise and you over deliver. The old under promise, over deliver method. But does this apply to what we do? And I'm going to say that it all comes down to one fact, okay? This all comes down to one fact. How transparent are you online, okay? Do you put yourself out there? Do you have live footage of you actually DJing a wedding or actually emceeing a wedding? We're talking about weddings here because, I do a lot of weddings, and I think it's most relevant because, like, that's the hardest client to please other than mitzvahs and stuff, but you know what I mean? So we're specifically weddings here. Are you online? Do you have, can you go online? Do you have, any type of content where it's, actual audio, where it's actually just a camera on you, you are emceeing the crowd live? It's just literally just a camera on you, they could see you MC. Or a camera on you and you're actually DJing live, you can hear the actual songs you're mixing, you can hear the transitions, you can watch the crowd reaction, you can literally see with your own eyes. Do you have that online? Because that is the difference maker in this argument. And I think this is what Brian missed. I agree with what he's saying. You don't want to overpromise. You never want to be cocky and be like, I'm the shit. Because you're just, first of all, you sound like a douche. Second of all, you're setting yourself up for, you know what I mean? Who knows what they're building up in their head. But if you are very transparent online, if you kind of let your content online do the speaking for you, you're just listen, you can point to, well, this is how I mix at weddings. This is how I MC at weddings. Here's some content so you could see. I literally tell my couples, in the meetings, I'm like, I'm going to send you some longer form content because I MC as well. You could see me, MC and stuff. Make sure I'm not weird. Just check me out. You just, see if I'm a good fit. That's why I always say, just go look for yourself, because you either like it or you don't. You're not for everybody, right? But if you're transparent online, you never really have to worry about a client having these crazy expectations. And I think I'm a very, very good person to talk about this. I'm in a unique situation because I have every wedding I do is the expectations are through the roof. I'm probably one of the most, if not the most expensive regular non-celebrity, you could say, I guess, wedding DJ in my market, right? I'm definitely up there in the price. So there's that expectation, right? If you're going to pay a lot of money for somebody, I can't be going on with these excuses. Like this literally, Brian,
we've got everything down here. We're going to do our absolute best here. And I think we're going to be all right. I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I think this is going to work well.
So I can't say that. I can't charge, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 for a wedding and then be like, well, we'll see what happens, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get that much money. It's going to be hard to demand a higher price if you're really downplaying on what you do. But you can have the best of both worlds. You cannot be cocky, still almost downplay what you do. Not downplay it, but just be like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to try my best. It's going to be a grand old time. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff I say. Listen, I'm pumped. I can't wait. It's going to be super fun. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm going to try my best. Literally, that's kind of the stuff I say, but I can also point to my videos online and you kind of see what you're going to get. This is, whether you like it or not, this is, I'm very transparent online. This is how I mix at weddings. This is how I MC at weddings. Everything's online. There's videos, live footage. I can point to that. So for them to build up something, I've never had a problem with this because for them to build up something crazy in their head, where would that come from? Just watch, you see the videos on me online, doing stuff. You know what I mean? But another aspect is I have a lot of extra pressure because now, with me going having viral videos or whatever, when I go to weddings, a lot of times I usually get a guest or two or three come up to me and say, hey, you're the guy from TikTok or you're the guy from Instagram with the videos. Because I'm standing by the same setup I'm DJing at every video, right? So it's kind of obvious to recognize, I guess, if you've seen it. So they'll come up and be like, wow, you're the guy from TikTok. It's going to be crazy tonight. And I'm just in the back of my head, I'm like, well, I better not suck now. So I have that added pressure. I don't just have the pressure from the couple because they're paying good money for me to do a good job. I also have the added pressure of, for me, whatever online. So people see the viral videos online and they think, well, this guy's, this guy, it's going to be crazy. So the only way I handle all that pressure by being humble, right? So you don't want to say, yeah, hell yeah, it's going to be great. You'll see, I'm going to crush this shit. Like, and I've talked about this before. Like, if people come up and say, hey, you did a great job, like, let them talk for you. Don't say I crushed it, I killed this, da da da. Like, same thing preemptively, like before, like preceding the whole performance. Don't say I'm going to kill this shit. Like, why? Like, just have content online that shows what you do, so you are transparent, so people know what they're getting, all right? Or at the very least, have content internally and send it to them so they can watch it and they can see. Not like one of those mixed videos where it's like it just shows different dance floor shots and then just has a little song over top, like a little Kygo remix over top, do 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 do, and all these people having fun. DJs still come out with these videos. I don't know why. Stop with the promotional videos where it's just a bunch of clips and it's just a song over top. It does nothing. It doesn't show. Anybody can pack a dance floor. You can get lucky. What's the thing? The blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. To me, that's not enough. You want to literally show the actual audio, what you're playing, how you're mixing or how you're emceeing, whatever you're good at, whatever your competitive advantages are. Show that live, literally live footage. That way you're being transparent. That way they can watch multiple examples of you doing a wedding and know what they're gonna get. So they don't have unrealistic expectations. They know what you're going to get. Whatever level you are, they know because you're online, you have the footage, and they've seen it. And then on top of that, then I agree with Brian. Then as long as you have that online, then just stay humble. Don't super downplay it. Be like, oh, well, it should work out all right, but it might suck too. Like, you know what I mean? Don't super downplay it. But just, I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be a great time. Keep it at that. And then over-deliver afterwards.